I think that the time is coming that we're actually going to finally get on one page. I really hope so, but it's looking that way. That we'll get on the same page and finally start to make a difference and not allow these big entities to take control of us.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach Podcast, helping appraisers increase their efficiency, quality, and make more money. Here's the guy who makes it his life's mission to create value for real estate appraisers nationwide. Your host and the Appraiser Coach, Dustin Harris.
Welcome, everybody. Dustin Harris hanging out in the podcast chair. Boy, I tell you, it seems like forever since I sat in this chair. Been doing a lot of other things, webinars and my Appraiser Academy meeting, but podcasting, man, I had a bunch of these saved up and now I'm getting a little low. So it's time to get back in the chair and share with you some of the thoughts that are on my mind, but more importantly, some of the thoughts that are on my guest's mind, whom I will introduce in just a second. First of all, of course, I want to remind you that we are sponsored by OREP Insurance right now. Folks, I am in the process of renewing with OREP, and it could not be easier. Boy, those people are good to work with. If you've not checked them out, go to orep.org. That's OREP.org. Been using a la mode for over 20 years. They've been in business for over 30. They are the leader, folks, in the software business out there for appraisers. If you've not checked them out, you need to go to alamode.com or pick up that little phone, that little thing you carry around with you all the time, and dial 800 Alamode and talk to a customer service representative. They will answer all and any of your questions. Finally, we are sponsored by Datamaster. Datamaster, of course, offering a free trial, the opportunity for you to try them for 14 days. You're going to want to find out if they're in your area. They're not in all areas, but they are rolling out across the country. And I'll tell you, if they are in your area and you are not using them, what the heck are you waiting for? Go to datamasterusa.com. Again, it's datamasterusa.com. Well, folks, he's been on the program several times and kind of made a name for himself out there in the world. He is known by appraisers far and wide. He is outspoken. He is the man. He is the leader of the 100% real estate appraisers. He is one of the founders and the chairman of the Appraiser Fest coming up in November. It is the one and only Mr. Mark Skepinetz. Mark, welcome back to the program.
Thanks, Dustin. How you been?
Awesome, man. I'll tell you, it's exciting. I think 2018 is already starting to roll out. It's been weird. We've had ups and downs, but and I mean this literally, Mark, I could not be more excited about the coming year. I've got some exciting things going on, different areas I'm taking my business, and I think I see the writing on the wall where things are going with appraisers, and I'm one of these guys that likes to be forward-thinking and kind of see what's going on. Not that I prophesy, not that I have a fortune teller ball. I've got one, but it's sometimes a little bit foggy. But I do like to see where things are going and position myself accordingly. I think that the outlook for appraisers looks good. What do you think?
I think so too. I mean, there's just been too much, over the last couple of years, everything's been negative, all negative press. We've discussed this before, articles after articles about shortages, this, property waivers, that, you name it. Everything just seems to be going, was going against the appraisal profession and industry. And I mean, I think I've seen a slight turn of events, because now we're starting to see these, and especially myself and my group, starting to see appraisers sticking up for themselves and starting to voice themselves a little bit more with all these property waiver things going on, with the thing going on in Tennessee for the rural waivers with that House bill going through. People and appraisers are starting to, email their senators. They're emailing their coalitions. They're getting the word out there that the things that these people are bringing to the table to go against our profession is not necessary. And
right.
It's good to see. It's really good to see. I mean, I know for myself, like you just said, there's been a lot going on, and that you see a positive outlook, especially for yourself. Well, it's just like with me. I mean, I've recently rebranded my whole entire business, same name, same quality, same work ethic, but whole new website, whole new logo, developed my own website for myself, and I'll be coming out with my own blog page more geared towards the consumer advocacy side of the appraisal profession, to get the word out there to the consumers about what's going on so that we can get maybe them on our side and get a little more voice out there. And then, of course, you got Appraiser Fest coming up, man. I mean, that's my most exciting little baby right there. It's about ready to be born, and it's getting really exciting.
Okay, all right. Slow down. Take a breath, Mark. Take a breath. We're going to get to that. I promise. We're going to talk about Appraiser Fest. I also want to talk about 100% real estate appraisers. I want to back up to something you said though earlier. You said you're rebranding. Your new logo, new look, new feel, new website. Why?
Well, for one, it was outdated. Number one. Number two, I had my own coming to moment a couple weeks ago. I started to look at my business as a whole and where my business was going and what I was doing personally. Started, listening to some ebooks while I was out there driving.
Love it. Audible's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, I love them. I mean, I'm on my fifth one now, and I absolutely love listening to them. I retain more information that way than actually sitting down reading page by page.
Yeah, me too.
The ADD won't allow me to sit there and read past one page.
You and I are in the same boat, friend.
Yeah, so I just I had a moment, and I decided that it was time to stop. I guess my new mantra or my new way of living is to stop giving a crap about the things that don't matter and start giving a crap about the things that do matter going forward. Because when you start giving a crap about the things that do matter, you're going to get better problems to deal with, and they're going to be easier to deal with than giving a crap about the problems that are crap and you're not just going to get anywhere with. Yeah. I just decided one day, I sat down, and within a weekend I had a whole new logo, whole new website, geared more towards to the consumer than towards the industry itself. It's starting to pay off. I've gotten a couple jobs already from it. I'm really proud of what I've accomplished.
Okay, good. So let's back up for just a second. Let's lay a bit of a foundation. You know that I've been a big advocate of getting involved. Podcast, when this airs, it'll be a couple of weeks old at this point, but so proud that my state senator, Mr. Senator Crapo, sponsored. No, I'm being sarcastic, of course. Sponsored the bill that is rampantly running through the Congress at this point. It's already been passed by the Senate. When this airs, who knows where it will be as far as the Congress goes. But the bill to basically replace Dodd-Frank is an absolute disaster in my mind. I gave a call to action to appraisers, and so grateful that people responded. They went out and they contacted and got a hold of their legislatures. Here's the thing, Mark. I love the fact that on one hand, you are a huge advocate of getting involved. You're a huge advocate of seeing what's going on in the industry and appraisers being vocal, reaching out, letting their voice be heard. But I'll tell you what I love even more. The fact that you're not waiting around for Congress to decide what your fate is going to be, that you are rebranding, that you are reestablishing yourself as the expert in the area and moving forward. I could not be more proud, because I think that is absolutely what appraisers need to be doing. On the one hand, speaking out nationally or regionally, locally, as the case may be, about the laws and the things that are affecting our profession, but not sitting back and waiting for it just to happen, but getting involved on a local basis. When I mean by that is I mean not legally or not government-wise, but with your business.
Yeah, it just dawned on me that, I'm in Atlanta, so I have a lot of appraisers around me. And, I hear all the stories about the different things that go on in the Atlanta metro area. And it just, like I said, it was just a moment that I had that I said that, I need to do something to move forward. And what can I do differently that's going to set me apart from other people? And the very most simple thing I could have done was to stop worrying about what everybody else is doing and worrying about who's doing this and how they're doing this. And it was more to worry about my stuff and worry more about where am I going to go? Be more proactive in my approach. And the first thing that came to my mind was, you know what? It's time to rebrand. It's time to just do everything. And along with that rebranding, just came the thought of, wow, I'm going to do my own markskepinetz.com website as well for myself, and then attach that to the blog that I'm going to start up to put out there. And it's just all coming together. And I feel better, and I could see the results happening. I'm just much happier now than I was a couple months back. And I was happy a couple months back, but now I'm much happier.
Now, wait, Mark, you're telling me that markskepinetz.com was not taken? I'm shocked.
Yeah, I know. It's me too.
Such a common last name.
Well, I thought for sure somebody was going to mess with me and just take it, but
I'm jumping on GoDaddy right now. Wait, you already got it? Damn it.
Oh, yeah. It's already set up. The website's already running as well.
No, I'm kidding you. Hey, I'm going there right now. markskepinetz.com. It's pulling up. Wow, love it, man. 100% real estate appraisers right up front. Let's talk about that for just a second. Those who have been living in a cave, if you will, what is 100% real estate appraisers?
It's the largest Facebook group out there for independent real estate appraisers.
Okay, that's pretty simple. That's pretty straightforward, right? So
it's a great place. I mean, it's a group we started. Well, I started a couple of years back, and it's just kept growing and growing and growing. And the more I've put myself out there with your show, with Phil Crawford's show, and just all over the place, I'm getting a lot more members and a lot more people that are interested in being a part of it. It's a great place to just come and vent. A place to learn things, to ask questions about the appraisal profession. If you need help with something, you have a question about something, or if you just wanted to get on there and just start calling people names that you're working with because you just had it for that day, it's another great place to do that as well.
How do you, maybe you don't, I was going to say, how do you kind of control that as far as making sure that things are positive, uplifting, or is it just kind of a free-for-all?
I have one major rule, and that's no politics in the group.
Okay.
And some people in that group have tested the limits of my wits over the last couple months, and we've kind of finally, I think, got a grasp on it. But really, I mean, you can, if you're very offensive to somebody, or if you're posting something that's inappropriate, obviously, myself and I have two other admins on there that will take control if I haven't taken control of it already, which is very rare because I'm pretty much on it all the time. So, I mean, it's hard at times, but, I kind of just let appraisers kind of have their own place, as long as, again, if you're not rude, if you're not insulting to people, and you're not talking about politics, you pretty much can come in there and talk about what you want. I mean, I post pictures of my dog on there. People post pictures of their cats, their dogs, their food, their booze, whatever. But we try to keep it, to certain limits, so that it doesn't get out of hand. Okay,
good. I love the fact that it's the ability to be able to speak your mind and be able to talk to other appraisers, and the fact that the name says it all, folks. 100% real estate appraisers on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, you might consider getting on just for that. It really is a useful tool to understand what's going on in the marketplace. We are talking with Mark Skepinetz, 100% real estate appraisers. He's also an appraiser out of Atlanta, Georgia, and also going to talk to us upcoming about Appraiser Fest. When we get back from the break, Mark, just so you can be planning, I'm going to ask you two big questions. Number one, where do you see things going as far as the industry goes? How can we get involved? What are your thoughts? You're very connected, very involved. And number two, if average Joe appraiser is out there listening to this, what advice would you give to that individual? I had an opportunity to meet with my Appraiser Academy this morning, and a couple individuals brand new. In fact, one individual had only been in business the last 3 months, and we really had a good time with him talking through some things that he should be doing with his business moving forward. But I'm always interested to find out what Mark has to say to an individual like that. I want to pause here, of course, to remind you, if you want to be successful in business, folks, you can't do it and do it right without Alamode software. If you are an appraiser and you're not using Alamode, what the heck are you doing, folks? Alamode is the leader in the appraisal industry. Why? Why are they a leader? Because they allow you to do things a lot more effectively, a lot better for less money. It's going to cost you, folks. I mean, it's a business, right? Alamode costs some money. But I'll tell you what, if you want to save money, if you look at your business as an investment and not a cost, you're going to want to look to Alamode. Go to alamode.com, or you can call them, pick up the phone and call them at 800-ALAMODE. Let them know, say, hey, I'm with such and such software company, and what do you have to offer that they don't? I guarantee you're going to like what you hear. Again, alamode.com or 800-ALAMODE. I got off the phone recently with the folks over at DataMaster, and they let me in on a couple company secrets that I can't reveal here. But I'll tell you, folks, if you're not on with DataMaster, you need to be. Some exciting things happening as they roll out DataMaster 6 across the country. They are already in several big markets, including Portland, I know for sure, is where they started out, and they're rolling out across the country. By the end of the year, they should be rolled out about throughout the entire country, but you don't need to wait, because the the flagship DataMaster will save you 30 to 60 minutes per report. And then DataMaster 6 is only going to get better from there. If you've not checked them out, go to datamasterusa.com. You're going to want to go to their map and find out what areas that they're in, okay? If they are in your area, you want to utilize DataMaster. They are better than all the competition out there. Again, it's datamasterusa.com. And finally, we are sponsored by OREP Insurance. Folks, I just got an email Friday from one of my connections there at OREP Insurance. I'm in the process of renewing. I like to renew early. I've found that my clients don't like it when I wait till the very last minute to renew my E&O and they cut me off. I don't like that. I want to be on top of things, and OREP helps me to do that. I start early, about 3 months before it expires, and start the process. But I'll tell you what, it is a simple process. One thing I love about OREP is I'm dealing with real people. I'll tell you the name of the real person that I dealt with on Friday. Her name's Lori, and Lori is my contact there at OREP, and she knows my business well. She knows it from year to year, and it's a very, very easy process. In fact, I timed it just because they are a sponsor here, and I knew people would ask. 3 minutes. It was a 3-minute application. Literally 3 minutes from start to finish to renew my E&O. It's that simple. Check them out if you've not already. OREP.org. That's OREP.org for more information. And we are back, folks. We are talking with Mr. Mark Skepinetz, who's on the line from Atlanta, Georgia. How's the weather out there in Atlanta, Mark?
Today it's really crappy out. It's supposed to get some bad storms coming through later on. So, I mean, it's been nice for the past couple of days, but it's that time of year when we have, most people or most parts of the country have, their 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall.
Yeah.
Well, we have summer, we have fall, we have winter a little bit, but then we have the yellow yuckiness of pollen season, and it's starting to coat everything, and my allergies are starting to get there now. So it's about that time of year.
One thing I can count on, Mark, when I ask you a question, even how's the weather, I can get a full straight answer, my friend. I love it.
It's how it works.
All right, let's talk about a couple things that I teased before the break. Where are we going as an industry? Are we going to be dead in 5 years?
I don't think we're going to be dead in 5 years, but I think we're going to go where we want it to go. I think now that people are starting to get involved more, the coalitions are getting involved, and there's been a lot more support for appraisers out there and people supporting themselves and others. I think that the time is coming that we're actually going to finally get on one page. I really hope so, but it's looking that way. That we'll get on the same page and finally start to make a difference and not allow these big entities to take control of us. So I think, I don't think we're going to be dead. I think, you definitely got to prepare for the worst just in case. But I don't see us going anywhere. I see different things happening, maybe different products and different stuff coming out there like they are now. But the fact that appraisers are starting to band together, I feel that's a good start right now. It's better late than never. So I really see some positive things coming forward in the next couple of years. I'm
going to push you just a little bit, Mark, because I know you're a straight shooting guy. There's some listeners that are listening to that comment, those comments, I should say, your answer, and they're saying, okay, yeah, you know what, he's putting a positive light on things, he's spinning things to the positive, but come on, Mark, I mean, really, you really think we're going to be around in 3 to 5 years with the AVMs that are coming out and the appraisal waivers and the way Fannie Mae is going? I mean, shoot straight with me.
The straight answer is yes. The second part of that answer is that if you are going to allow yourself and your profession to go down because you're not, I don't want to say, I'll say it to you, because you're not smart enough to actually go out there and get other work and do other things. I'm sorry, but if you're getting a divorce or you're going to court, you're not going to get an AVM. Yeah. I mean, who's going to supply you with that AVM? You're going to want to hire an appraiser and an expert. So it's time to start branching yourself out and getting business in other areas and start maybe making yourself and your life a little bit better by learning some things. I'm going to start learning ERC work, learning some other things out there to take myself to another level. So do I think we'll be around? I think we'll always be around. As far as lending work, well, I mean, again, that's up in the air, and that just depends on how badly appraisers want to defend their profession and want to call out the bad apples and move forward.
And I would even say what you are doing right here today, educate people. People think that Zillow is our worst enemy. To me, it's my best friend, because I can take all day long and show you why Zillow is wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I could show you why Zillow and while many of these other things are wrong. I mean, I could show you why a lot of these products that some of these companies are putting out there are wrong. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you in that sense, but I think most appraisers, and maybe they're going to take this away, but I think they're their own worst enemy. It's if you're relying and most of your work is lender work, and you've seen the writing on the wall with all these AVMs and all these things coming out and products and everything, and you haven't done anything to explore other options or to move your business in a different direction, then you're going to be caught in the dust, and that's just fact. But if you start now and you start preparing for this, just in case it does happen, you might be able to save yourself a little bit.
Absolutely. So I alluded to an Appraiser Academy meeting we had this morning, and that's an opportunity for appraisers across the country on a monthly basis to come together and ask questions and get collaboration from other appraisers across the country. It's a big old mastermind, really, is what it is. Online, interactive, live. And one of the individuals that attended this morning has only been doing this since January, just 3 months, and was looking for some advice on how to move forward, how to grow. A little bit worried about the future, I think, as far as what's going on. What kind of advice would you give that individual? And second part to that question, what would you give as advice to the seasoned veteran, the appraisers that have been out there a while? First of all, the new guy.
For the new guy, learn everything you possibly can. And I don't mean from a textbook or taking McKissick classes or classes anywhere. I mean, learn. I mean, you've heard about my group. If you're a trainee, you want to get in, well, then get in. You can go to different forums. You can start reading and learning things. You can start following like your podcast, Phil Crawford's podcast. There's a lot of things. Come to the Appraiser Fest event. You're going to learn something out of this world at our event that's totally different than what other events have put on. And we'll get to that, a little bit. But, learn what you can do so you don't get stuck, in a couple months from now or a year from now, where things may have changed and you haven't adapted to it yet. You learn everything you possibly can about the appraisal profession and where appraisals can be used. And maybe you find your niche. Maybe you find out you love going to court and testifying in front of people. Maybe you like to just do divorce work. Maybe you just like to do tax appeals or something. But find something you want to do and just don't rely on one specific part of the industry.
Would your advice be any different for the veteran? The individual has been around a while?
I would hope that the veterans would already know this.
They don't, Mark.
I would hope that they have done this and they've explored other options as well. So, I mean, as far as a veteran, I mean, I've been in the business now 16 years, but I'm not going to sit there and try and tell anybody how to run their business or what they should or shouldn't do. I mean, obviously everything I'm putting out here is just my personal belief and things that I'm following and what, things I hear from the group and stuff. So, I mean, as far as the veterans, I mean, they should know. And if they don't, then, maybe it's time that they start doing some other things as well. I know a lot of good appraisers out there, and I read a lot of the blogs and forums and everything out there. And I believe that, pretty much anybody who's been in this business for a good long period of time has a good grasp on where they're going to go or how they're doing things. Good.
I love it. Okay. We've teased it long enough, Mark. Let's focus in. Appraiser Fest. What is it? Where is it? When is it? How do people get in touch with it? Let's start with what is it?
Well, it's your cutting edge forum and festival that myself, Phil Crawford, and Lori Noble all got together. And basically you have, the way I like to describe it is with all the negativity, with all the things that have been going on over the last couple of years, we needed something positive for the appraisers. We needed something to put out there that was just completely different and off the charts, where a lot of different events that go on out there are discussing trying to get solutions to problems that have already happened and what can we do and how can we get to go moving forward with things. Well, the Appraiser Fest became an event for appraisers by appraisers. And when we mean that, it is strictly appraisers. When you go a buffet line and you got all that mixture of everything that's out there, you got some chicken wings, you got some of this, a salad, this, that. I'm telling you, you come to our buffet line, it's strictly appraiser. You're not getting anything different than just appraiser stuff.
I was coming for the chicken wings. Dang it.
Well, you might be able to get those at some other point in time.
All right.
So when we decided to do this, we were trying to think of ideas of what we can do to actually help this profession and help the appraisers out there get more knowledge and get more in tune with what's going on instead of the same old stuff that's out there. So when we created it, we had an idea of an economic forum and festival. So basically, it's the only conference that's appraiser-centric. When I mean that, true advocacy for the profession. There's no hidden agendas. It's only appraisers sharing their knowledge, their experience, their skills, their wisdom with other appraiser colleagues and peers from all backgrounds. I mean, you could be a trainee, you could be a designated member, you could be a certified, anything, any kind of level of certification. That's really what we wanted to do and how we plan to do this. And it's as we started doing it more and more and got more involved with this, man, we took it up a notch. we have certainly taken it up a notch. So this conference that we're running is basically going to attract everybody out there. I mean, it's all appraiser speakers. It's all appraiser topics and conversations, but we're going to try and get everybody between banks, regulators, consumer advocacy groups, state board members, AMCs, lawmakers, journalists, whatever is out there. We want them all to attend this event. And it's really going to be something different. And I'll get to that with you in a minute here.
Okay, let's get to it now. Why is it different?
Well, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, you can go to www.nov123.com. That'll take you to the actual website where you can go and start searching out what's going to be happening. And fresh in my hand today, which will be posted on the website tomorrow after the show airs. I mean, before the show airs. I have the official Appraiser Fest agenda. Love it. Yay.
Yeah, I love it.
So basically, this is how this is going to run down right now. We're going to start off day one, which is Thursday, November 1st. We're going to start off with, one of your sponsors, A La Mode, is going to be at the Appraiser Fest. They are bringing the roadshow there. They have agreed to support us and be a vendor/sponsor for this event. And they're going to bring their roadshow and do their whole roadshow there. So if you use A La Mode, you want to learn more about what they're doing and how they, mobile and stuff, you're going to have the perfect opportunity for a couple hours to be with them. Basically, after that is day two. After that, we're going to open up our exhibit hall. We got some great sponsors. Again, you have A La Mode and Data Master, and both of them have agreed to be there. We also have some other ones that you can go on our website and, you can check them out as well. And we're adding more all the time. Friday is when the real fun begins. We got Jonathan Miller kicking it off with a nice topic that he chose for this. After that, we're going to have Phil Crawford and Woody Finchman talking about the appraisers and antitrust. So it'd be a big segment about antitrust and how you can avoid it and other topics that go along with it. Then we're going to have a panel of people as well to be talking about mortgage control fraud. So Jonathan Miller is going to be moderating that. And on that panel, we're going to have Maureen Sweeney, who's an appraiser as well out of Illinois. And we have another gentleman named Boone Almanza that's going to be there as well. And then we have a secret special guest that I cannot announce right now. But even though the show's coming out,
come on, the agenda's right in front of you, Mark. Come on,
I can't announce this one other special guest just yet. Trust me, you'll understand why.
All right.
Then we're going to do a big blockchain event. With blockchain being so big now, with these cryptocurrencies, and now people buying houses with them. A lot of people don't understand the cryptocurrencies. They don't understand the blockchain. So we put together a nice presentation that Phil is going to basically moderate. And we're going to have Joel Baker from A La Mode Technologies, Marty Haldane from ANOW Software, Kevin White from Data Master, and Jonathan Miller. Because now Jonathan is the appraiser and valuation advisor to the blockchain company Streetwire.net.
Really interesting.
Yes. So this is going to be a nice panel that we're going to have right there of these guys with Phil moderating to talk about the blockchain and the appraiser. That's pretty much your Friday. Then Saturday, we got some morning.
Holy cow, that's only Friday?
That's only Friday. So basically Saturday you're going to start off the morning where we wanted to do something cool for our sponsors. You go to a lot of these other events and conferences, no matter what conference it is, you go to some of them and you don't really get to spend a lot of time with the vendors. You have to walk in and out. You get a little bit of time with them and everything. So we decided to put together, along with that blockchain theme, we're going to do basically all of our vendors are going to have poker chips that are going to be made with their logo on them for Appraiser Fest. And they'll be using those chips to give out to everybody that visits their booths. And we'll use them for prizes, gifts, but just have some fun with the blockchain and everything like that and the Bitcoin. But you're going to get, a couple hours that Saturday morning. I think it's going to be like maybe 3-4 hours to just roam around and talk to all these different vendors and sponsors. And if they want to, they can actually reserve some rooms to do some of their own private stuff that they want to talk with. We're going to do something with the state coalitions that attend, where they're going to have their own rooms so that they can actually meet with their members and make presentations and do whatever they need to do to get their word out that morning. So it's a good couple hours for them to just really experience the products, the vendors. We wanted to make it special for everybody. Then Saturday we got I don't know if you know who he is, Elliot Eisenberg.
I've heard his name. I don't know him personally. No, tell me more about him.
He's known as the bow tie economist.
Yes.
He's very knowledgeable in the with economics, and he's going to be doing a macro action type thing where he's going to be discussing a lot of things with treasury yields, employment rates, and relating all that to the housing market and giving us the big macro picture for appraisers to understand more. Then we have Ryan Lundquist showing up. Yes, Ryan Lundquist is going to be there. And Ryan's going to be Ryan. Ryan is really good at what he does. And, we wanted to give appraisers another person that they could relate to and kind of learn how he does things. He's very well respected. So, he's part of the 100% group, and he agreed to come and do one of his presentations for us. And then pretty much almost to end the fest, we've got Ross Kay. He's a legendary Canadian real estate expert. He's coming down from Canada to do a panel, do a nice thing with Phil Crawford, one-on-one conversation about how real estate appraisers can be a direct benefit to homeowners, how to manage your business, what else you can do. A lot of little things that he specializes in, he's going to bring to the table for appraisers. And then in between, we're going to have, other little panels and speakers and presentations. And of course, we're going to end the night with a lot of fun with like a nice dinner and some awards and some fun stuff at the end of the night. So, I mean, as you can see, this is not your typical, appraiser event where you're talking about things that have happened and trying to get solutions to them, or people telling you what you should do and how you should do it, or anything like that. This is going to be pretty much you come there and you're going to learn something to take your business to the next level. And I think with all the speakers that we have there, plus you're going to meet all your peers and everybody else, from the groups and around the country, you're going to be able to take something home to help your business and help you thrive and make you move forward and understand things. I
think you've probably sold most of my listeners. Sounds like an awesome event. What about that holdout, that individual saying, okay, yeah, that's fine, but I need CE before I'm going to commit?
Well, we're working on that right now as we speak. You obviously, if you use a la mode, you're going to get some CE credits with a la mode. I think it's like 3 credits or something like that. So if you're a la mode user, you're going to automatically get that if you attend their workshop that they're doing, their roadshow. As far as CE is going, we basically have developed our own CE campaign that we are presenting to all the states.
Love it.
And we're doing it around our agenda here that I just read to you, to make it something different and new and exciting that you can learn something from. So if you learn all this and you can get the CE, I mean, that's incredible. So yeah, we're working on that hard, and hopefully that's the biggest time consumer of any event that you run when you're doing continuing education. It really takes time to get with all the states and get everything approved after you write everything up. So once we start getting things approved with that, we'll be putting it out there for everybody.
Okay. So right now, we can put continuing ed ? Right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Cool. Mark, what didn't we hit on today that we need to?
Honestly, I think we're pretty good. I mean, I just hope that appraisers out there just keep doing what they're doing and keep moving forward and pay attention to what's going on. I do see one thing out there that I wanted to mention is I do see through the group and through some other places that I browse through that there's a lot of appraisers out there that don't know what's going on. they didn't know about this Senate bill.
Yep.
They didn't know about the property inspection waivers. They didn't know about some of the other things that are going on. I mean, if you're listening out there, just start doing searches every day. Just start trying to pick apart some information. Start following the different magazines out there, the industry magazines and newsletters. Ann O'Rourke is a great source for it.
Absolutely.
So is Working RE. They're a great source for it.
Yep.
Valuation Review. I mean, so many of them out there that you can just subscribe to them, or you can just kind of get on the internet and Google stuff and kind of start learning stuff and pay attention to what's going on. Because the more that you know now, especially with all these things going on, the better off you're going to be down the road. You don't want to be surprised by something.
All right, Mark, you've asked me several times. I've received emails and other messages from appraisers, some of my listeners. Is Dustin Harris going to Appraiser Fest? I'm going to partially commit.
Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna attend at least one day. As you know, I've very much curtailed my my travel, and I've done that on purpose. I've got a young family. I've got a wife that's dealing with some health challenges, and so it's tough to commit long term. But I'm gonna show up. I'm going to be there. I may come with my son. I may bring him along. He's 10 and he needs a trip with his dad. So I'll be there and check it out.
San Antonio, Texas is a great place to bring your kid. There's lots of things you can do. You know, that waterfront area is really nice, you know, the river and everything. So, you know, there's lots of things you can do there. So just remember that it's November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 2018, San Antonio, Texas. At the San Antonio, Texas Convention Center. It's going to be a blast. We've already had so many people sign up already for the event, and I'm sure after we put out our agenda that we'll have a lot more people signing up, and it won't just be appraisers. I guarantee there's going to be a lot of other people out there in this this valuation world that are going to want to attend this event. So we're excited, and I couldn't be happier with the way that this came together for everybody.
Love it. Love it. Mark, thank you for all you're doing out there, and thanks for joining us today, my friend. Let's do it again soon.
Anytime.
Mr. Mark Skepinetz joined us from Atlanta, Georgia, folks, and he's a regular on this program. Love his insights, love his attitude, and love his straight shooting. And you should follow markskepinetz.com. It looks like it's coming soon. He's got a blog coming out soon. Folks, I alluded earlier to our Appraiser Academy. If you've not joined us, I would invite you to do so now, to jump on my website, theappraisercoach.com. Join us for a monthly online interactive meeting every single month. We get together. The first part is a little webinar style, teaching you a principle, teaching you an idea, teaching you a marketing aspect so that you can grow your appraisal business. And then we spend the rest of the time, about an hour and a half, dealing with your questions and getting input, not just from me, but from appraisers across the country who are highly successful in what they do. My mastermind group across the nation is also involved in that meeting, and so you get some really cool insights from those individuals as well. So please join us. Go to theappraisercoach.com and check out the memberships, and we will love to see you, and looking forward to seeing you in the Appraiser Academy. Thank you for joining us, folks. Thanks again, Mark, and we will catch you next time.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit theappraisercoach.com and sign up for the All-Star team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.